Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is an indie adventure puzzle game. I don't even want to call it a puzzle game because the puzzles are so easy. It's an adventure game, you know. It's one of those story-driven kind of narrative games. But I will use the word adventure because it goes from place to place and it's kind of like very sprawling in terms of environments. But I tried it out because it's Total Biscuit's like favorite game of forever. So did I go in with unrealistic expectations? Maybe. So this game's little unique tick is that you have two brothers, but it's not a co-op game. It's a single-player game. You control one brother with one stick and one trigger for the action, and the other with the other stick. So you move them with the sticks, and then each of them have action by holding down the triggers. And man, does this pose problems. Because in your mind, you're telling yourself the brother on the right is the right stick and the brother on the left is the left stick. But if you're going around a turn, they'll stop being on the left and the right. So you're constantly confusing yourself with which stick controls one person, and the brothers are always going which way different directions as you're trying to, wait, stop. Okay, there he is. There. It's just annoying and constantly stops the game when you have to just figure out who's controlled by whose stick again. And most of the things they do require you to hold down the triggers for an extended amount of time. And my goodness, does that put a strain on your hands. Especially, I have gigantic hands, and the PS4 controller is small, so instead of holding it like this, I kind of hold it like this. So I'm going around, it hurts. It's like, I don't want to do this. It's so annoying, and if your hand slips off, they drop and they've died, and you have to do it all over again. So it was a horrendous design choice. And yeah, the graphics suck. They're crap. They're like pushing their hand, and like the thing their hand is pushing is like behind their hand, and it's like, they'll go like that, and then they'll have something move up. It's the most like unrealistic, just bad, like simple graphics ever. Yeah, I know the game was cheap and it was small, but like, for goodness sakes. And they have like anime hair where like the whole thing moves, and it's like terrible. It's like a mop. Hey, Allie. Can you get me a Mountain Dew Voltage, please? What if I said please? No. Fine. Water is for nerds, Mountain Dew is for cool kids. Now, people are constantly confusing graphics with art direction. The art direction in the game is actually kind of nice. Some of the environments are very creative. They go along this, like, place, and it's like this giant, like, battleground. Like, a bunch of giants are, like, dead, and you have to, like, chop off their arms and, like, pull back crossbows to shoot them to move them out of the way and kind of create a path for yourself. And this game seems like a kind of... This game seems like just a kind of... This game seems like a little... This game initially seems like just this kind of adventurous little tale of these two brothers trying to save their father, but just out of nowhere, it throws some really intense and, like, depressing things at you. And you're like, part of you wants to be like, that was effective, that was intense, and part of you wants to be like, that was so abrupt and came out of nowhere. It was like such a dramatic tonal shift. And I'd say that's probably the whole point of this game. If the story does not emotionally move you, you'll probably hate it. You'll probably be bored to tears. And there are a couple of good moments, like this tree thing is really pretty. But the opening cutscene's a flashback, and the mom dies, and it's like, supposed to be really emotional. But it's like, You can't, why are you grabbing the kid's hands? You can't grab onto the boat? Like, are you serious? It completely throws my suspension of disbelief out of the window, and I stop caring about it. And so as the brothers are going through this world, you can hit the triggers to have them, like, interact with other things or other people or villagers, and it's interesting to see how, like, the older brother will, like, is a lot more mature than the younger brother, but, like, the younger brother can, like, play music. And I would say this is how the game kind of develops the characters, how the two of them react differently to the same scenario. It's an interesting way of building character development for people who don't talk. Oh yeah, by the way, there's no dialogue in the game whatsoever. It's all in either Japanese or some other made-up goo-goo gaga language, and there's no subtitles. But at the same time, these two brothers are just assholes. So you just stealing this guy's pig? How does he know he's gonna get it back? Look at this dick. This guy was freaking working on this roof for what, all day? The little brother thinks it's funny to just kick it and mess it up? These brothers will, like, kill things and break all the structures that are in their way just to get to their destination. It's like, do you have any idea how you're affecting the lives of the people who live here? More like Brothers: A Tale of Two Douchebag Assholes. Why the hell are you letting somebody in a cage escape? You don't know why they're in that cage. What if they're a psychopathic murderer? The game also steals from, like, everything. It's like, oh, look, we're in Bloodborne now. Skyrim. The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. How long to beat placed the game at like a 3-hour runtime? I'm like, there's no way in hell it took me 3 hours. This game felt really, really long. And that's good for your hour to dollar ratio because the game's pretty cheap, but at the same time, it just feels slow and drawn out, and a lot of the times I was just bored. And when it seems like the game's building to a climax and like about to end, it doesn't, and it makes you keep walking for a little more. I'm like, oh, just want it to be over. The game is very different and it's very unique, but unique is not synonymous with good. And I'm gonna give Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and Jeb for President!